BZ 是一位音乐制作人和音效设计师，他是6次艾美奖得主，并参与过许多知名游戏和影视的音效设计。他参与的游戏包括 EA 的《爱丽丝梦游仙境》、索尼的《摩登大赛车》等等。BZ， 请和我们说一下你的背景吧。
Going back to when I was 7 years old, I grew up in my father's studio, duplicating tapes on reel-to-reel machines because he had it still has a syndicated radio program, and I just grew up in a studio environment. And then I'm a guitar player, and so I started playing guitar when I was a kid, and I'm still doing the same thing. Today, I'm still just working in my studio and recording bands, and I write a lot of music for film, TV, and some video game work. And I license a lot of music to various things, mostly TV. But it's a wonderful thing. And like I was talking about earlier, I do a lot of Dolby Atmos mixing as well for bands and artists and whatnot. But I've been doing this for quite a while now.
请告诉我们你是如何为游戏配乐的吧。
I did a lot of sound design for video game work, and that's when you create something specifically for a moment in a game, right? And music is kind of the same way, but the way it often gets used is you'll write a piece, and then I'll have an existing piece of music oftentimes, and that will get used within a video game. So like there'll be a basketball game or like a baseball game or something like that, and there's some incidental music that happens during gameplay that you would hear like in the arena or something like that. And so that kind of thing would get used quite a bit.
你都为哪些游戏配过音乐呢？
Like Sony Mod Nation Racers, like that was one of them. Guitar Hero, like I said, I'm a guitar player. I was kind of a shredder, still am, I guess. But there was, The End Begins to Rock for God of War series. Guitar Hero's been sort of dead and gone for a while, but I did a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of, NHL and Triple Play by Electronic Arts. Those haven't been around for a while, but yeah. There's been a couple of games that just like little mobile games that are in development that I've been working on. I guess I can't talk about them too much. And also like a lot of music composed for various toys and things like that. The guy who made LeapPad, remember LeapPad from it had this stylus that you would use with a toy, and it would be a story, and you'd have to hit the stylus to whatever button corresponded with the story. The guy who made that ended up making this other device that I don't know that it's still around, but anyway, I did a lot of music for that. And that was like a lot of acoustic guitar stuff, like very, it was for kids, so it was very natural, organic sounds, like like a classical guitar or like a strummed acoustic or something like that, or maybe some mallet instruments or something like that. But very, very light, very percussion-y sounds.
你都获得了哪些奖项呢？
I've won 6 Emmys, which for America that's like TV awards.
Yeah.
Like Grammys or music awards. Yeah, so I've got a lot of those. Actually, I could show them to you maybe. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so like this is my controller. Like there's one of them. There you are. I've got another, and then I've got a bunch of other Emmys over there too.
为什么今年选择去参加 GDC 了呢？
I was at GDC mostly. I'm sort of trying to get back into video games. Back in the 2000s, I was doing a ton of video game work. I was doing a lot of things for like I mentioned, Sony Mod Nation Raiders, Guitar Hero. There was the Triple Play 2000. NHL 2002, NHL 2001. There was an Alice in Wonderland video game by Electronic Arts. There was a James Bond thing I was working on, one that never went anywhere called Skull Cove. It was about pirates. There was one about skateboarding called Freakstyle. And all that was happening in a very, like a 5-year period. But I don't know, I get a lot of the people that I worked with sort of stopped working at those places, and I don't know, I'm trying to basically, the reason I was at GDC was trying to make some new connections or reforge some old ones, which is nice, and which I kind of did too, which was nice.